Yeah, yeah,
Rob's Arcade,
that's right.
where the games get played and the games get saved so they can be played on another day. Rob's Arcade.
God, it's like he freaking timed it to the beat on that, man. Freaking love it. Can't can't get any better than that. Love it. Love you guys. Thanks for tubing in, hanging out here on Rob's Arcade. Little catch up for you must it. Hope you guys have been doing all right. Just gonna be hanging out, doing a little bit of a wrap up here. Hope you guys have had a good weekend. Enjoyed your week. Hope you've had a good month, man. We are wrapping up February, jumping into March, marching into March, stomping into March. It's crazy. A lot going on in February. For being such a short month, I feel like quite a bit happened. Lots to celebrate. Uh, Lots of holidays mixed in there, and just a lot going on. A lot going on in general. But I wanted to kind of hang out with you guys, touch base, see how y'all are doing. I don't know how many pieces this whole little segment's going to be. Make sure you hit that, smash that like, hit that subscribe button. Don't want to miss any upcoming videos that we have. Uh, just in case there are a couple parts to this. But anyway, like I said, hope you guys are doing well. Hope everything is good with you. Please let me know what's going on too. I never get enough comments from you guys. Typically, when I do get a comment, it's some guy telling me how I suck at like, you know, Golden Axe or something like that. And that was actually that was too perfect. I'm gonna have to go back and actually listen to that. That was great. That was like a laugh cue in the background, like some kind of an audience thing. That was great. Um, but yeah, typically it's just somebody telling me what I suck at in video games or something like that. So I would love to hear from you guys, even if it's just something as simple as, "Hey man, what's up? We're good over here." Just let me know. Let me know what you have happening, how February was for you. I feel like it was kind of busy for everybody. We had some crazy weather here on the East Coast, so I feel like most of like December, January was like getting through the holidays, and then as we were kind of getting settled into the new year, we got hit with some pretty severe snow and ice storms, and then I mean it lasted for like a couple of weeks. I feel like for like 2 weeks, 2 weeks, we were kind of stuck with this snow and ice, just kind of making it not impossible to get around. I was able to get to work and do what I need, but it definitely made it a bit tougher. I didn't even say it was like really bad weather because once the snowstorm was over, the weather wasn't so much bad, but like the conditions were treacherous. I will say that. Like a lot of these conditions were absolutely treacherous. And when you think about it, like I said, February is a short month, but if you take 2 weeks, I mean, that's like half the month that it was just trying to get back to some normality. And I feel like just now, as we're getting back to some normality, here we are. February is wrapping up. But I think if anything, it did help the time go by. And I've been saying that I'm not one to really rush what the seasons look like. I do like to enjoy kind of, I've always been a live in the moment person for sure, but I do like to enjoy those months. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh man, let's go ahead and my cousin is infamous for trying to rush through the end of summer just so he can get to football season." For me, sometimes those end days of summer can really be some of the most glorious ones. And I get it. You do want to get onto football season and making chili and potato chip dip and all that kind of stuff, but really, it's like I've always been one of those people that just really tries to live in the moment. Don't try to like really rush into the holidays. Try to absorb that moment between Halloween and Christmas, the Thanksgiving piece of it all. Um, but definitely ready for spring weather, and it's getting there. I feel like now we've kind of gotten over that hump. I've looked at the forecast. The temperatures coming up look amazing. Like this week that we're heading into right now, the temperatures look absolutely phenomenal. Uh, and a little bit of rain, finally starting to. My hip, it's so. Oh my gosh. I don't know what's more depressing. Like I was advised to take arthritis medicine, and I was like, "What? Like arthritis medicine? That's not going to work." And that was kind of depressing. Like, really? Is at that time? I just had a birthday, and am I going to have to start taking arthritis medicine? Um, and then I took it, and it started to work. And I mean, I know it's like a anti-inflammatory kind of a thing, so it might just be that, but it worked, and that was depressing too. It was like, holy shit, man. I don't know what's more depressing, the fact that somebody said, "Hey, you should try some arthritis medicine," or the fact that it worked. Really, really crazy. But the weather breaking has definitely helped with that as well. I mentioned like the snow and the ice. I don't think that helped walking around through that. Even just trying to go across the street, getting the mail, anything like that. It's like slipping and sliding around, really trying to keep your balance. Um, Very inconsistent, like terrain where you could fall into the snow, or it could be like a solid sheet of ice and it not break, but you're not sliding. It's like got some friction to it, and then sometimes it's a sheet of ice and you're just slipping and sliding all over the place. So that definitely didn't help things. I feel like with my hip either. But it's crazy as we get older. I remember the doctor telling me, you get older, there's going to be some issues, and it's wild when you. I was literally like going through, the snow and the ice a couple weeks ago, just thinking like, man, it's so interesting how those silly decisions we make when we're 14, 15, 16 years old, back when we're in middle school and high school, and all these things, and like what they do play into as we become adults. It's just it is pretty interesting. Had a couple of moments of reflection, like, oh, this sucks, man, this hurts, and yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that when I was in high school. Um, so we had a pretty good month of February all along. Altogether, I mean, the, uh, the interesting thing is, it was like the only two things going on. It was like it's either school or the um, it's either school or like where our work was, like the two channels, and it seems like that's where all the kids were. And once people found out we were open, like everybody was just coming there to like hang out and take showers and just get out, drop the kids off, and get some work done even in our lobby. Like there were some parents who just like throw their kids into like our little child area in the morning and just go sit in the lobby and just like, oh my God, I just need 5 minutes and a cup of coffee to like think for myself. So we were super busy, and it's nice that we are getting back into kind of like a normal pace. The last few days were like really steady but kind of slow, allowing us to kind of catch our breath, and get some of the things that really just, I mean, to catch our breath. I mean, sometimes like so many things are like whirlwinding around sometimes. You don't even really have time to catch up and take care of like a few things and phone calls and that sort of thing. And of course, it never fails. It's like it's just this test I have where I just open my laptop, and all of a sudden the phones are going to start ringing, and somebody's going to want to come in to look around, and somebody's got a question about this, and somebody else needs to cancel that, and it does get very. I do fear whenever I seem to step away from the front, how it's like, okay, he's away, send in the clowns, and it just gets super crazy in there. I do want to talk about this. So I mean, this actually happened earlier. A lot of times, like when I'm recording these things, I like to put them out on Monday, kind of like a Monday show type of deal, to start the week off for you guys and give you something to listen to. Hopefully, like maybe some inspiration, a little motivation, trickle through there. And genuinely, like I was thinking about this, like I don't really have a lot of instances. Like I have like maybe two or three moments with people who have come into my job where I'm just like, this is not like appropriate, or I feel uncomfortable. And I had one happen earlier and it was really interesting. And I mean, like, I had to step away from the situation. Like, I had to remove myself because I was really worried. I could feel myself. I was like vibrating. It was really. And I'm a very. I can be a very even-tempered person. There's not many people that have the ability to get me fired up. I think my sister's definitely one that um, gets me fired up. And there's not even like a lot of people that I can't stand. There's only like, one or two people to a couple individuals that I really just can't stand and don't really have a taste for. So people yesterday were actually like, some of the people that I work, they were like, "Are you okay? Like, you do not look like yourself." But just to kind of walk you through what the situation looks like, we have a lot of different programs going on. We do all kinds of things for youth. And a lot of times what kills me is, parents out there, here's a message to you. If you don't know how to sign your kids up for this and you don't have the patience to kind of walk through it, don't do it. And I'm amazed at like what people will put time into, like setting up a TikTok account or um, sometimes posting things on Snap, depending on the levels of what you like. There's some work to put into it, getting, like admin and influencer kind of stuff going on. But parents will do that, and I've seen dads set up their Fandle accounts and go through all the work of watching YouTube videos and doing things like people will put the work into the shit that they want to put the work into, right? But it's like, oh, I've got to sign my kid up for this thing. Will you do it? I can't figure. I don't know how to do it. Where is it? How do I do it? And they just call, and it's like, I'm amazed. Do you have anything for 9-year olds to do? Where would I find something for 9-year olds? Go on the internet. It's like, and that's another thing. It's like, it's 2026. I'm amazed at the amount of people who just like walk in or waste their time with phone calls. And I'm like, come in when you're ready. If you want to sign up, awesome, do it. But I'm just always, people always like walk in and they're like, hey man, do you guys do like things here for people to like sign up with it for it? You're like, what? Can I like, is there a way to take a, do you guys like let people come in and do stuff? You want to join? Yeah, man. Do y'all do that? Yeah. How do I do it? Have you ever heard of the internet? Go online and check it out. There's all your. It's amazing. I have people call all the time like, oh, what does this look like, man? I can't figure out. I'm like, this is not like. And I mean, sometimes the internet and things, websites are all different. That's something that is a complaint of mine. Like nothing's uniformed. You can't even go across the East Coast without stopping at 8 different hotels or gas stations where every bathroom and doorknob and shower head and just like 1,000 different. How does this work? Which way do you turn this? And this one's automatic, and nothing's uniform. So I get it. We can't get that straight. So I can imagine like websites aren't perfect. But a lot of times, I mean, the information is you just got to spend a little time. That's my whole point. Like they just don't have. There's no patience. There's no time to invest. Like they just want it done. They want to get it over with. And so a lot of times they'll bring it to our plate, but it's like that's not our job. Like I can help you walk you through it. I can show you where it's at. And I mean, sometimes, yeah, I mean, there might be language barriers and things like that and true difficulties. Let me help you with those. Like, that's what I'm here for. Like I will help walk you through that. I've done it. I've helped a young lady just the other day, spoke almost zero English, but she wanted to sign her kid up, for one of our programs. So I helped her, walked her all the way through it, got it paid, email receipt, printed a receipt. You come back and see me. I'll help you with whatever you need. I promise you. We'll get it done. I love you. Have a good day. Made me feel good. But you have some people who come in, it's just like, do this for me. I don't know want to do it. It's like, come on, man. We got stuff. We need to really help people here. It's kind of like, and I don't want to like compare what I do to being a police officer, but it's like, don't make me waste my time writing a stupid ticket when there's really things I could be doing out here. Like, don't waste my time with this. Like, you can get your cat out of the tree. You don't need me to do this. I got fires I need to put out. Like, this is, beyond silly when you think. But anyway, uh, this guy comes in and goes, right up to one of my staffs, one of my associates, and is like, I need you to do this for me and sign up my kid for this. And she was literally like right in the middle, like doing a note for something else, like kind of working and wrapping something up that she had just been, helping somebody else with. And so she asked me if I could, lend a hand and step in. And of course, like, yeah, pop back here, wave the guy back. What do you need? And the first thing out of his mouth was, I need to lose my attitude. Like my jaw was on the table. I'm like, what are you talking? Like, what? And I can't remember exactly what I said. I don't think I said something like, you know, good morning, sir. Welcome to, how are we doing? And what can I don't think I was like that, of course, but I'm a very loose, very open, very welcoming, very warm person with whoever I'm gauging. Hey, what's going on? How are we doing today? What are we doing? What are we looking at? What's that kind of a thing. You want to look around? Yeah, come on, let's take a look. What are you guys into? Those are the kind of questions I will ask people. And I think I said something along the lines of like, hey there, yeah, I can help you out. What are we doing today or something like that. And the first thing out of his mouth was, you need to lose your attitude. I was like, I'm sorry? He's like, you're rude. I don't appreciate it. I'm just like, I was floored. I was like, all I did was, I said, sir, I'm just trying to help you. I don't need your help. I need you to sign my kid up. Okay? I'm like, wow. Like, yes, sir. I was like, that's all I'm trying to do is just trying to figure out how I can help you. And he's like, I don't need your help. I just need you to do your job. Okay? Lose the attitude. And I was like, again, apologize. Like, I'm not trying to be rude. I was like, I'm just trying to help you, whatever, and just trying to figure out what you need. And he's like, all right, do it, and all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And it was being very like, I mean, I the only way I can describe it is like from 0 to 100, because he seemed to like walk up and genuinely be like kind of happy and like, hey, what's going on? How are we doing? Like, that kind of like didn't seem like any kind of, hey, like man, like fuck, get over here, like do this for me. Like there was none of that. He came in like seemed very. She was busy. Robert, can you help? Yeah, of course. Pop back here, and I'll lose the attitude, man. And I'm like, wow. So I was kind of surprised. I really was. And after this initial engagement, like I'm trying to like look this guy up, but like my heart is starting to race a little bit because I can already tell if this is how it's starting, it's not going to go very well, right? Like this is going to be a little tricky. And so I'm trying to practice like my de-escalation. I'm trying to, keep calm. And I wasn't trying to laugh at him, but the whole situation seemed a little like, you've got to be kidding me, right? And I don't think I chuckled, but I did make kind of like a, wow, okay, whew, let's get past this kind of a thing. Like, I'm sorry, like, all right. Kind of, he's like, this is not a joke. And I'm like, sir, I'm not laughing. I'm not making. I said, in fact, I said, this is where I turned. I said, you're being extremely insulting. I was like, you're being rude. I find everything you're saying and doing very offensive. And at that point, I was kind of like, I was done. Like, I wasn't going to help him. He needed to sign his kid up for something. I gave him the business card for that department. I'm like, here, email them, call them, whatever. They'll do it. I'm not going to help you today. I'm like, at this point, I'm refusing to help this guy. And he's, like, kind of like, no, you're going to do it. It's your job. I'm like, no, I'm not. This is, email this. They'll do it. They'll handle everything you need. To when then he took the business card. He took the business card and like tore it up into fours and kind of like tossed it up in the air. And I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. And so I said, sir, I'm not going to help you. I'm sorry. I refuse at this point. And I didn't like try to like pass him back off to my associate, but almost to a point, like if you want to go back up front and because she was doing something too, I think, she was on the phone or what. If you want to go back up front and deal, like, fine, I'm not dealing with you. And if you give her any crap, then it was, I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I really could not wrap my head around how we had gotten to that point. So he walked away for a second, kind of took like a couple of steps away, like he was going to go back up front. And noticed, like I said, she was busy. She was on the phone or still doing something, maybe helping somebody else. I can't quite. But he started to walk back over. Was like, all right, let's start over. Let's start over. And I'm like, let's start over. I'm like, you. I asked to help you. You jumped in my shit, and now that I'm upset. I mean, like, and I wasn't upset like yelling. Like I hadn't raised my voice. I hadn't cussed at him. I mean, I was literally like on the verge of like just kind of shutting down, like that kind of upset. Not like, dude. And we'd had kind of like an up and down emotional morning already. Like things happen all the time. We had an incident, me and my associate with the older lady that morning, like trying to help her, and it was just up and down, a little bit of a roller coaster. And there was hugs, and oh my gosh, ma'am, and yes, we're all here, and we got it. We're on the same page now, and we were all confused, but now we're not confused. It goes up and down, man. You know, and you help some old lady get her granddaughter to do, and it's like you feel great, you know, and it gets emotional, man. And so, like, I literally felt like if this guy kept pushing me, I didn't know. Like, am I going to start to tear up? Am I going to, like, am I just going to get, am I going to cry and punch him in the face? Am I just going to reach across the count? I did not know. Like, I could not think straight. I was just like, I was completely beside myself with all of this. And so, he comes back over. He wants to start over. I'm kind of like, okay, let me get back in my headspace. Let me try to get back into a frame of mind of like helping this guy. And I'm like, I'm like, sir, I don't. He goes, no, 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 no. Let's start over. Let's start over. I'm so and so. You're Robert. Like I was like, yeah, I'm Robert. And I was like, and you want to sign your kid up? And he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was just like, so I go to type. I go to type this guy's name in and his son's name or whatever. And as I'm like trying to type on the keys, it just sounds like I'm typing a million words a minute, like like this is like clacking, but like nothing's happening. I'm not typing anything. I'm not hitting anything. I'm typing like two letters, and it sounds like I'm going crazy on the keyboard. And it's because I was visibly shaking. Like I was that upset, angry. I was getting angry. I was feeling like, and I had like a great morning. Like that's the thing. Like I came in had like a great morning, and I was starting to feel now like, do I need to go home? Like I didn't know like really like what was what was going on. And so I tried to type a couple of times. I was like, "Sir," I said, "I'm too worked up at this point to type. I cannot help you. Okay, I physically cannot help you." And I started to walk away. And he was like, "No, no, no, you can." I was like, "No, sir." I was like, "No, you do not understand." I was like, "I am not helping you at this point. Period." And so I went to the office and just radioed for like the manager on duty and was like, "Yeah, you need to come up here, support the staff." I was like, "I need to sit in my office until this guy is gone." But it's amazing to me how, with everything going on, I mean, like there's like, people are being bombed and like, family, it's just like families are being ripped apart. Like maybe that's the thing. Like, I don't know, I'm some like white guy or I don't know, maybe I'm the enemy. I don't know, but it's like, that's not fair to me, you know? Um, it's got like Israel and Iran bombings and just all this crazy shit happening over the weekend. And like, this guy's coming in and getting pissed off at me over some like kid program, and not even at me not trying to help, but like trying to help, but just because of like what he, you know, like there was even no question like, hey, are you okay, man? Is everything all right? And I would have been like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, yes, I'm good, I'm sorry, like, and like, there's like, I wasn't trying to be rude or anything. I'm just like, hey man, what's going on? Like, what are we doing? Like, what do we need? Like, it's just I don't. There's ways to handle certain things, man, and like it's it's rough. Like I said, it's tough when you spend a lot of time, trying to help people. Like, 50 hours out of my 40-hour week is me trying to like help people, and it sucks. You got these people out there that just even when you try to help them, they got to be assholes about it. Um, you know. Um, and it just yeah. But the cool thing was the rest of the staff there, they could see, like, they're like, Robert, you okay? Like this one lady, she's just such a sweetheart. She came in, she was like, oh my gosh, she gave me a big hug. Everybody gave me. I was like, you guys, just like, you can't. I was like, if all you guys start giving me hugs, I'm gonna cry. Like, I'm serious. You guys can't be doing this at work. But they're so sweet. They're so beautiful. And all in all, the day wound up being a great day. Like, you still get home, you get to watch your Buffy, you get to do all that kind of stuff and whatnot. But yeah, it was just like it was a really interesting day, and I wanted to get that out there because, like I said, sometimes I do these little bits and it's the day of, or like I kind of act like it's a Monday show, but like this is, this is basically right after that shift. So I wanted to kind of get that story out there while it was still pretty fresh. And I'm not going to let it ruin my days off for sure, but yeah, it's just like it was super, super crazy. And then everybody's like, Robert, why is everybody always trying to fight you, man? And I'm like, I don't know. And like that is a crazy thing. Like I don't know what. Like I really try to stay in my lane and just mind my own business. But I mean, there's been times where like I'm just walking home from working out, and because I don't want to cross the street in front of cars and stuff, like I've had a guy hop out for that exact scenario and want to fight me because I didn't want to cross in front of his car through like oncoming traffic and stuff. Like he was trying to be nice. I'm like, dude, no, I'm good. You can go. And because it was insane. It was absolutely insane. He literally got out the car and like almost wanted to fight me. His friend had to like pull him back into the car. Like, dude, no, no, come on, man, come on, like, don't. It's crazy. Anyway, that's the alarm's going off. We're gonna go ahead and like get ready to wrap up this segment. Now that I got the crazy stories out the way, just kind of touch base on some other things. I did have a great start to the day. I was nominated for like some kind of a committee for like heart wellness or something. And that was like the first piece of news that I came into, which was really cool. Opened up my email and I was like, what is this? But apparently, I'm like one out of I don't know about a dozen um, people and the whole association that I work with that was like nominated for this Advancing Whole Health Signature Initiative. Sounds like some crazy Avengers lingo, which only only makes me love it even more. Love all you guys for hanging out, tubing in with me here. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna maybe do a costume change and be back in a little bit. Had to take the hoodies off because, like I said, it's starting to get nice. We're starting to get into spring. We're gonna talk a little bit about March as we head into March. Got March coming up, March Madness, all that stuff. Got some spring, some summertime. I'm truly excited. I can't wait. Got some Comic Con stuff happening up here in the near future and stuff. But anyway, don't go too far. Uh, Make sure you like I said you like, share, subscribe, leave me a little comment down below. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Until next time, don't spend your quarter anywhere else. Later, guys.